Okay, here is the DISC training. Okay, I've got a good video here where you can look at this stuff. All right, so the DISC, D-I-S-C, I think you can see the words, but D, think of driven. I, think of influencer is a word you'll hear with that, or emotional. S is stable. C is careful. If you look at the top two, the D and the C both will tend to be task-oriented, whereas the S and the I will tend to be people-oriented. Okay, so I have like this little card, but anyway, okay, so obviously the D you're probably in touch with because that is Chad, it's me. They are some of the things to think of. They are driven, decisive. D's can make a decision because they don't even care if they end up making a mistake in the decision, because it'll just be another decision to be made. Decisions are not scary for a D. Strong-willed, insistent, impatient, patience. We don't do patience very well. Let's see. So they have these things on this card that's kind of helpful, talking about what you should do to identify or on how to work with a D style. Give immediate feedback. Right now I'm waiting for pricing on 410A, and I texted all these guys and I'm just waiting, and they better be getting me a price because I'm ready to make a decision and I'm ready to order 410A, and of course it needs to happen in the next 5 minutes. D's don't even realize that they are what they are half the time. They think they're fine, whereas other people will think of them as rude. Yesterday I was just flustered. We went out to eat. I think I told you about that, when the guy came at the restaurant and I, started talking and saying, oh, hi, I'm like, no, I need water, and then that short beer. So anyway, okay, so the I, that one, the influencer, the emotional, and like we've talked about, identifying them. They are sociable, they're talkative, open. They can be also persuasive, spontaneous, emotional. They talk more than they listen. Okay, so you can show a smile, when you're relating to them. Focus on positive, make it fun, let him and her or her talk. All right, so the stable is going to be calm. So you have that stable, like, no, it's fine. Let's just keep things balanced. Let's keep things okay. They're caring, patient, listens carefully, and they are also indecisive. So something I've talked about before is when you look at these as opposites. So a D is ready to make a decision. S, this is an interesting thing I learned, they are very comfortable with indecision. They can live in the world of indecision for a long, long time. I had to kind of learn that about Caleb. He was just okay to not decide on college classes. He's just okay to not be sure what he really wants to do. He's just okay to not know exactly what's going to happen next. And then in the same way, the C and the I are opposites. Where the I is heavily emotional, the C, no, is very careful, and we don't be emotive. We don't just, do anything like that. So think of the C. They are precise, exact, analytical, logical, systems, quiet, does not express emotions, careful, formal, disciplined. Okay, so when we're working with the C's, you give detailed information, answer questions patiently. So think of, if I have a C customer come in, one, they usually are bringing their paperwork. That's another clue. They're bringing in paperwork. And so I am looking through the paperwork with them. It's okay for there to be quiet time because they're thinking, and I've said something. And this is where you have to be careful because I have I in me. The temptation of an I, when they're working with a C, is to keep talking because the C is going quiet because they're thinking. And the I will just sit there and be uncomfortable with dead space. So they'll just keep talking. That is the worst thing you can do for a C. You literally have to stand there with them while they're looking through it, while they're chewing on what you said, and not fill the space with words, okay? That's very hard for a DI because one, we're not patient to wait for them to make a decision, and our I is saying, hey, let's talk and fill in the time and get to know them, and I'm uncomfortable with this, and I kind of want them to hurry along, and I want them to make a decision, plus we're the greatest people ever, so they should be ready to make a decision. All that time, the C is irritated with you, all right? So I hope that helps a little bit. The C and the S are not happy with conflict, especially the S. So anyway, all right, that's it for DISC.